Brianna Taylor's family got a $12 million settlement in Louisville, Kentucky. Um, and I am glad about that. Like I'm glad that something to that effect was done, but obviously that doesn't, no life is has a price on it. And that does not bring Breonna Taylor back. So I guess my thing is, I don't even know if there's a question here, but my thing is like, whenever these prices, when they talk about defunding the police and moving funds, whenever these payouts happen, it's always taxpayers. It's never from the actual police department or the actual, where the actual police feel that hit. It's like, all right, write that check, taxpayers pay it. It is what it is. And the beat keeps going, So, and also a lot of times when stuff happens like this, especially with Benjamin Crump, I've been watching him, and I don't know him, so I can't speak to his intentions, but there's a lot of settlements happening. And I ain't seeing a lot of convictions, or I ain't seeing a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So whenever these things happen, I always kind of just get kind of like I put my conspiracy do-rag on. I'm just like, all right, what's really good? Are we just is just about to be a payoff, or is this, only the start to something? So I guess and I see that the family is still looking for justice as far as like actually arresting the police. So that's good. But what do you think of when these things happen? Is it just basically like a payoff and it's like, all right, be out? Or is it necessary that they do these payouts? At least it's something.
I mean, we've been fighting to have the killers of Breonna Taylor arrested, right? The message has never been pay the family of Breonna Taylor. It's been arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. And none of them have been arrested. Two of them have been suspended and on paid leave, and one of them has been fired. But a silver lining to the story is that they are passing legislation so that the infractions that happened on that raid do not happen again. I think that, it's easy to have this all or nothing mentality when it comes to issues like this, right? It's like, This is what we want. We won't settle for less. And I think that her family accepting the money isn't them settling for less. I think that the money is an important part of a bigger issue, because at the end of the day, there's very little that the city or anyone for that matter can do to replace Breonna's life. You can't do that, right? But accepting money is not them submitting and saying, we don't want justice anymore. I think the family is very clear in that they still want and are pursuing justice, but this is a step in the right direction to them. Because at the end of the day, legal fees aren't free either. So like, if they want to continue to press their city, if they want to continue to push for legislation, money is a very valuable resource when it comes to influencing people. So I think that like Black people, we should not be getting upset about the money. We should continue to be upset about the things that we're upset about, but let's not villainize the family for taking money.
And I feel like what happens a lot of times when you get these payouts is that people let off the pressure because they're like, okay, something happened. We can kind of relax now. Whereas the onus now is on us to keep the pressure up. If anything, increase it. Because to me, a settlement just proves that you're admitting something happened. I mean, if you're paying someone that much money, you're admitting that something went awry. And now this is you saying, sorry, take $12 million. So to me, that's just more evidence and more reason that we shall be pushing and be like, clearly you agree with us that this wasn't right. So the money's great, cool, but we need more action. And in fact, like LeClerc said, our action is fire these motherfuckers, arrest them. Like, stop trying to, we'll do this. It's like, okay, great, but do what we've asked. Like, it's not that hard. And to me, it's just wild that they're fighting this much for 3 average white dudes. Like, let's be real. They're doing all of this, protecting these 3 random dudes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just wild that it takes this much. It's been months? It takes this much effort to fire 3 dudes. It's just like unbelievable.
Cameron, what you said about the payout, which is interesting, is that the police chief echoed the same sentiment. The police chief said himself, he said that we should not pay the family until the investigation is finished. And I feel like that's a really dangerous space to be in, because we understand that just because an investigation happened doesn't mean that justice was served, right? So like, I think if we went into this whole idea with that preconceived notion that, all right, well, there might be a payout, but let's see what the judges and the prosecutors and whoever else is in play has to say about this. And then depending on those findings, you might get a payout. It's like, wait a minute now. The fact that the city acted independent of the police department and said, hey, we're going to pay these people because we feel like X, Y, and Z happened. And the police department still has this ongoing investigation. I think that, like, again, I think it's more of us moving in the right direction. Like, there's things are happening, because we can't just trust the police department and an internal investigation to bring the justice that we've been asking for.
Right.
Facts. RIP to Brianna Taylor. Hopefully, justice fully comes to her family, and yeah, man, we'll see how this one ends. But yeah, just justice. That's what we want.